Hi there. Do you think women are objects? Do you think all women need to meet certain beauty standard in order to please men? And do you find it annoying that women sometimes show, emotions? If so, you might have straight man cancer. Hi there, my fellow human beings. Welcome to my humble YouTube channel. So I decided to start a mini-series called Know Your Chinese. I know it's a boring name because I'm a boring person, okay? In this mini-series, I want to talk about some popular Chinese slangs, which in my opinion have some cultural social importance and worth a deeper look. This is also kind of a mind exercise for myself, so I can defamiliarize with these slangs and look at them in a more analytical way. Hopefully we can all learn something from these phrases, these slangs. Not just about China, but about culture and society in general. Today, we are looking at the phrase 直男癌, which can be directly translated to straight man cancer. The phrase straight man cancer was originated in 2014. Allegedly, it was popularized by a post on a Chinese website called Douban. Today, the slang is used very broadly in China to describe bigoted male behaviors, or the obsession with traditional heteronormative gender roles. Typical symptoms of straight man cancer include being super judgmental of women's look and behaviors, wanting women to meet certain conventional beauty standards, but doesn't like it when women spend time and money on makeups and clothes. Like women should be beautiful for man's sake, but if they're doing so while annoying the man, then it's wrong for some reason. Plus the good old misogyny we all know and love, like women must stay in the kitchen, women must have kids, like blaming rape victims and asking what they were wearing. These behaviors are often related to cis male, not cis white male because it's China. When you type in 直男癌 in Google, the phrase toxic masculinity will show up on the sidebar thing. 有毒害的男子气概. What the fuck are you smoking, Google? Apparently, Google think the two words are very close in meaning, which is kind of accurate, but not really. I'm going to explain why. When you actually look at the phrase straight man cancer, something doesn't really add up. Why straight man? When my fellow Chinese use and spread this slang, they are leaving the opposite side outside the discussion, which is non-straight man. You see, when people use the slang straight man cancers on others, they are not comparing them to non-straight males. They are not implying that non-straight males are free of the symptoms of straight man cancer. So what's the point of calling it straight man cancer then? Why not just, bad man cancer or toxic masculinity? What's so special about the word straight that they need to include it in the slang? What even is straight? The word straight in Chinese has some very different cultural connotations. Without any full-out LGBT movement throughout the Chinese history, the word straight is rarely used as the word to address social issues. It's almost never used in formal conversations to address gender stereotypes and hierarchies. While we recognize being straight as this solid, unchangeable status quo, queerness and gayness is almost always hidden in the shadow of social discourse without any proper address. Queerness remains a sort of fantasy in Chinese people's mind, a fantasy of not straight. While the queerness is the dream, straightness is the reality. Therefore, all the patriarchal elements that make the men the way they are today are understood as a sort of straightness. The discomfort felt by women when interacting with these offspring of a misogynistic culture is ascribed to being straight. So what is this observable discomfort? In the beginning, straight man cancer was not used as a criticism of misogyny in general. It is a very specific critique of a certain aesthetic. Before we can have a deeper understanding of the word straight man cancer, we first need to understand what does it mean to be a straight man, or a 直男. You see, when straight man cancer became a popular insult, the word straight man also became an insult? A mockery. Since we are here, let's do a Google image search of the word 直男. Oh boy, what is this? What are young people doing these days? I don't understand anything on this picture. I don't get this either. Is it like buying the girl you like makeups, expecting her to be your girlfriend? That's like a nice guy behavior, right? Oh yeah, this one is typical, like the sun is hot, you really want to take an umbrella, but you're a straight man, you know, you're a big dude, you can't just hold an umbrella like a little girl. I'm a straight guy, I don't understand this, sister. My girlfriend accused me of being a straight guy like many times. She's like, oh my god, you're so straight. You're such a straight dude. You straight son of a bitch. I mean, of course I am straight. I am with her as she speaks. But what matters is... My bubble tea just got delivered. But what matters is the context in which the word straight is used. She called me straight when she saw holes on the socks I'm wearing. She called me straight when she realized almost all my t-shirts look identical. She called me straight when she talked about how I wear the same coat every winter for almost 6 years. I finally threw that coat away last week, by the way. She forced me. In some other cases, she called me straight when she thinks the text messages I send her read a little too stiff, like not emotional or expressive enough like I usually am. She said this in a very lighthearted tone, of course. It's not like incriminating or anything. And they are well deserved, in my opinion. The idea of straight man originated from a critique of a certain style, a certain aesthetic, or lack of one. Straight, at least in this context, is not a sexual orientation. It is just an aesthetic deeply rooted in social expectation of certain sexual orientation, which we call straight. For example, straightness of a male is often linked to a lack of emotional expression, a lack of care about personal style, a dismissiveness of self-care. This is what a heterocentric society asks from a straight man, and something being internalized by the majority of straight men. When this trope is getting recognized, the meaning of straight man is redirected and is now used to describe the oversaturation of this pattern. So hear me out. Here's what's going on. The word straight is used not to describe a sexual orientation, but an aesthetic. And on the other hand, being straight is not having a sexual orientation, but performing one. Which is interesting to think about, but not actually hard to rationalize. All social roles are expressions of performance. All identities are being performed in their own way. We're not just being male or female or gay or straight, we're performing as such. Check out performance theory if you have time, it's very interesting, and I might want to do an entire video on that someday in the future. As society changes and grows, straightness is being recognized as just another type of performance, rather than being the status quo. Straightness is no longer the default position or anything, it's just a style, an aesthetic, and it can be cancerous if you try to push it onto other people. And here we go, a complete deep dive of the slang straight man cancer. And also I need to mention, just like the phrase toxic masculinity is being criticized in the West mostly by the conservatives, the word straight man cancer is also being criticized in China in the same way. Are you saying all masculinity are toxic? Are you saying all straight men are cancerous? No, that's not what the phrase means. Shut up! So thanks for watching. I'm planning on doing more videos in the series in the future, and if you like this kind of video, be sure to subscribe. And also, if you speak Chinese, or if you are Chinese, or you are interested in Chinese, and there are some slangs you want me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments. See ya!